I like trains. But as a German, I know that traveling by train is sometimes a not that joyful experience. Today, I'm in the Netherlands, and I think the Netherlands do a pretty decent job in railroading. Let me show you why. Let's start with the timetables. Not only can you see that they sorted them by line, but also you can see here there are 2 intercity and 2 sprinter trains even after 8 p.m. And that's the case for basically the whole network. Every line has 2 trains per hour, which means even if you didn't look up the times, you just have to wait around maximum 20 minutes for the next train. Today I want to travel to Utrecht with you to visit the Dutch Railway Museum. My ticket is the OV chip card, which can be used to travel on any public transport in the Netherlands. Nearly all buses or trains, no matter the operator, and even rental bikes. In order to travel, you only need to check in before and check out after traveling, and the fares will be calculated and booked from the card or your bank account automatically. Very simple and very convenient. The train is, as the most by far, on time. While staying here, I could barely find trains that ran late or were cancelled. In 2022, the Netherlands were the 3rd best in terms of punctual long-distance trains in Europe, behind just Switzerland and Denmark. Last place, Germany. And I can assure you no German is surprised about that. So much about punctual Germans. Only the conditions of the trains could sometimes be better. Many are dirty, at least on the outside, and also the fleet is quite old and you often have to climb a few stairs to enter the train. These trains are slowly replaced though, and the new trains have more accessible entries on platform level. Eventually I arrived in Utrecht, which has a modern and bright station. Or like, mostly bright station. There is a special train every hour to bring visitors directly into the museum in Utrecht Malierbaan. Nice. The museum is absolutely worth a trip. Unfortunately, that drew a lot of children in that day, which ruined the audio of my recordings. Nonetheless, there are many nice things to see in the museum. For example, trains. And small trains. Actually, quite many of them. And a few things that are not trains, like the signal box, this car and the stuff on its truck bed, and this roll in a dining car. Many vehicles can be seen from the inside, and you can see they put a lot of work in some areas to give context to the historical vehicles, like this platform. That is also, unfortunately, quite dark. Then, somehow, I got into a time machine that threw me in a also quite dark town in the early 19th century. There I found the replica of the first Dutch train, the Arend, which translates to eagle. Wait a second. That sounds familiar to me. The Arend, Dutch for eagle, was one of the 2 identical first Dutch locomotives from 1839. It was not made in the Netherlands though. They ordered a British patentee type locomotive from England. A few years later, the original was scrapped, but a working replica was made for the 100-year anniversary of the Dutch railroads. The Adler, German for eagle, was one of the two identical first German locomotives, or Bavarian locomotives, as Germany didn't really exist yet, but never mind, from 1835. This also was an England-built patentee. It also was scrapped after a few years, but a working replica was made for the 100-year anniversary of the German railroads. Well, whatever. If you like trains as well, consider visiting the museum if you're around. I can totally recommend it. But back to the present railways. I was always very content with the Dutch railways, no matter the operator. Dense intervals, punctual trains, connecting trains usually wait for you at the same platform, an easy-to-use ticketing system, so many things that make railway a convenient way to travel. I think many countries, like Germany for example, should do more to get a similar quality. And even if that's just a minor point, there is one more thing I miss in Germany: station pianos. Even though the middle C didn't work on this one.